Many people have heard the phrase that motion leads to emotion. Science has actually proven this to be true on multiple levels. There are certain movements and body positions which induce a stream of emotions. Specific patterns of movement lead to elevated mood, energy, and invigoration. Likewise, there also are patterns of motion which depress mood, energy, and vitality. If there was a depressed individual standing behind a curtain, what would they look like? Nearly anyone could probably give a fairly accurate description of how this person is moving. Shoulders slumped, head down, probably talking quiet and slow, as well as moving slow, and definitely not smiling. How come movements have such an enormous effect upon our emotions? This answer comes from understanding the mind-to-body and body-to-mind relationship. Through neural pathways, our body is constantly sending signals to our brain, letting it know our current condition. There was a brilliant experiment that demonstrated this principle. During the study, subjects were asked to either maintain a high power pose or a low power pose. High power poses consisted of maintaining a superhero-like posture with the head slightly up, the shoulders were back, and the body was very open and extended. Low power poses were associated with making the body smaller, closed off, and guarded. The results were astounding. After only 2 minutes, testosterone, which is associated with confidence, power, and certainty, increased 20% in those who maintained a high power pose. Cortisol, the stress and anxiety hormone, decreased 10%, and subjects were 25% more likely to take a risk. Those who cultivated the lower power poses decreased in testosterone 10% and increased in cortisol, the anxiety and stress hormone, 15%. This experiment was only for 2 minutes. Think of the impact that poor locomotion and bad posture would have if sustained for multiple hours a day. Using facial expressions has an enormous power to change our state. UC Berkeley conducted an experiment using 20 clinically depressed individuals. Seeking for a different remedy than medication, each individual was asked to stand in front of a mirror and smile ear to ear for 20 minutes a day. After only 4 weeks, most of the subjects had overcome their depression and completely lost the need for medication. Behavioral strategists even teach this technology to overcome deep ingrained habits. Whatever the negative go-to emotion might be, simply by changing your physiology in a positive way will radically alter the neural pathways associated with that habit. We all tend to make drastically different choices when we are in an empowered state versus a negative state. This is why this technology has so much power to not only change the way we feel, but also lead us into a much higher quality of life. So what are the movements that will elevate the mind and body? The very basics would include drawing the shoulders back, keeping the body open and extended, as well as projecting the head slightly up or even just looking straight ahead. Think lightness when walking around. Hands on the waist and of course smile. Imagine how your body would be if you were absolutely certain and confident. What would it look like? I can guarantee applying these strategies will elevate how you think, feel, and act. If you have any health-related topics you're wondering about, leave it in the comments. If you found the video was valuable, give a thumbs up. Otherwise, stay posted for more videos on the latest strategies and insights on how you can transcend your health.